Hey, it's Devin.
And Shannon.
And this is the Youngbloods. What is going on, everybody? How are you doing, my dear?
Okay.
For those of you guys that don't know, Shannon is with us tonight, but she's not feeling well.
No.
She's kidney infection.
Yeah.
I have to try to think of what it was. I'm like, it's not that. It's a kidney infection. So she's got a little small kidney infection, and it's been going on for a few days. Went to the doctor. She's getting it all worked out and fixed, and she's doing her thing. But doesn't make it any better, the fact that she did say she was going to be here tonight. So I'm glad that she's here. I'm happy that she's here. But, you know, it's just, luckily for her, tonight is literally only 1 hour long. So that's what that is.
Very true.
So, and then we'll do an hour on Saturdays, do an hour on Sunday, but Sunday is at 4:00. And then the rest of the week is normal hours. But yes, we got her here, so we're happy about that. I mean, I like to do this with my wife. She's pretty awesome. Why are you giggly? You're like, I want to be. Anyway, well, we got some stuff going on. We got some more emails.
Is that Sean?
That is Sean.
Oh, hey, Sean.
That is Sean. All right. We can get started on this one. This one is actually not too bad. This says, "Hey Devin, I've always been a hard worker, constantly chasing my next promotion, raise, and career milestones. I'm proud of my achievements, but recently I've started to wonder if I'm sacrificing too much in the name of success. I see friends getting married, having kids, traveling, making memories, and meanwhile I'm working all late nights, weekends. I'm worried that by the time I slow down, I'll have missed out on some of the best parts of my life. How do I balance ambition and actually living, and make sure I'm not just chasing empty goals?"
How old is this person? Do they say?
It doesn't say.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you're young and single, you know.
Well, you do need to live life.
You do, right. So enjoy your, singlehood, I would say, I guess. Do what you can.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with chasing your goals, nothing wrong with chasing your dreams, nothing wrong with doing any of that. But the problem that I see is, I do think we get too caught up in life where we're chasing basically just a number,
right? A
magic number that's like, okay, then this will make us happy. This will do the right thing. This will make. I'll always have this. Mm-hmm. I think you do have to have an element of social life. You need to be happy. And honestly, work does not always just bring you happiness.
Does he say he works nights?
Says he works nights.
Yeah, it's hard to be social if you work nights.
Making a lot of money, obviously, but
yeah.
I mean, working nights, you make a lot of money, but on the other side, you're giving up a ton of your time because, I mean, you're sleeping during the day. Mm-hmm. Your schedule gets out of whack if you change it.
I mean, if you're young, also, people seem to hang out more in the evenings and go to bars, watch football games and sporting events, and go out, just have fun during the evenings. Top-golf evenings, I don't know.
You're like, whatever people do at night.
Whatever people do at night. I sleep. I get up early in the morning for work.
We're hoping to, we have till August till we change some things, but that's when we decide to move, and that'll when things will change is when we decide to move. But until then, it's like, it's the rat race. I mean, and I think that's what most people do. Most people get stuck in that rat race, and they just keep going, and they stick to it all the time. But I do think that people do forget they need to have a life. Right. There's nothing wrong with chasing goals. Nothing wrong with bettering your life. Nothing wrong with putting money away for future. Those are super important things in life. But you do have to live.
Right.
I mean, I spent most of my life chasing the corporate dream. Mm-hmm. Really. And all of a sudden, it's like, I missed a lot of stuff growing up on the kids. I mean, you saw the kids do their first steps. I've seen probably Ethan was the only one I saw the first steps.
No, you saw Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, you just missed birthdays, really.
I missed a lot of birthdays, a ton of birthdays.
Yeah.
I was always home for Christmas, but because I was chasing something that was, attainable, but also unattainable.
Right.
And it's sad. I mean, it's like, I do understand that thinking. I mean, and that's just because of the, our goals as a family to make sure that everybody's covered, everybody's got everything they need. Great. We wanted to have great Christmases for the kids. We always went above and beyond.
Right.
But I think there comes a point when you do have to say, okay, I do need to step back a little bit. I mean, you do need to work. You need to make sure all your bills are covered. But if you can get yourself where you're financially set, then you're going to be fine.
Right.
I think that's what if he's given up his life and he's not dating, I mean, I assume this is a guy. Quick assumption.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
I honestly, you should be dating. You should be going out with girls, having fun. I'm not saying get married yet. I'm just saying meet people.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, seriously, enjoy life. I mean, you do need a balance of your financial ambitions, but you also need to have ambitions for family.
Right.
I mean, family is eventually what is to come.
It's so hard to go out with somebody when you work at night, but you have to sleep during the day.
Right.
It's really that's complicated right there.
Yeah. Working nights sucks. I don't. I mean, I practically do it because I'm usually up till 2, 3 in the morning.
I know you're up later than that.
Sometimes 4 in the morning. I usually go to bed by 4 at the latest.
By the time I'm getting up for work, you're falling asleep.
You're getting up about 5, so I've been asleep for about an hour.
Yeah.
But I typically wake up just for a minute, and then. But yeah, so I got to figure out my routine to get back into that normal time zone, I guess, if you will. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, I honestly think you just need to sit back, relax, take it easy. You can keep working, keep chasing those goals, but you need to set some family goals. You need to set some goals to spend some time with find you a girlfriend, date a little bit. Yes, you can. When our daughter jumps on the live, just ask us if she can have a donut. Yes, you may have a donut. These look delicious. My problem for the day is, can I have a donut?
That's so funny.
You're welcome. You know what? It works, right?
That's so funny.
Our children, gotta love them. But no, seriously, I mean, that's what he needs to do. He needs to figure out a good happy medium. Take a day off or two. You're still laughing about the donut.
Like, oh wow, she's watching that. That's crazy.
She's only watching as long as it benefits for her belly.
Yeah. Oh, Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme donuts. I gotta have one of these.
Forget the grilled cheese.
Yeah, well, I hope she eats the grilled cheese. I made that with love. She's not watching anymore.
Nope.
All right, here we go. Another one. Another job-related one. I get it. The jobs are hard, right? Hey, Devin, I got a decent life, steady job, a nice place to live, supportive parent, supportive partner, but I can't shake the feeling that I want more adventure, more excitement, more meaning. The problem is every time I think about pursuing something new and different, I feel guilty, like I should just be grateful for what I have instead of what I've always wanted. Something better. I don't want to seem ungrateful, but the thought of settling makes me feel like I'm suffocating. Is it wrong to want more out of life than when you already have a good one? How do I balance gratitude and ambition?
Have kids.
I'm pretty sure kids is not the solution. I mean, if you want to change your life for sure, have kids. And I mean that in a good way, right? I mean, there's bad things about having kids, but the good things about having kids is it does change your life. You do have different, your life changes in roles are completely different. I mean, when you get married, your focus is just you two. When you have kids, your focus is the kids, and you kind of forget about you two, but you shouldn't forget about you two. Bono would be sad. Sorry. No, but I mean, again, you got to have dreams. You got to be happy. And, dreams do change over time. Do they not?
They do.
I mean, I know I still have a dream of traveling And that doesn't have to go by the wayside.
This kind of sounds like you wrote it.
I did not write this, okay? Shannon's like, this one's yours. You brought this on just because you know I'm going to be here and you know I'm the shatterer of all your dreams. No, I did not write that.
Oh, I know. It's really funny, though.
So, no, I mean, dreams are good. And I do think people need to fulfill their dreams. I do think that people need to, whatever their dream is, I think they need to go for it. They need to work towards it. Now, pivot a little bit and change a little bit. You know, it's like you can't always have your dream exactly as you think it's going to be. I mean, what were some of your dreams growing up, Shannon?
Be a marine biologist.
And you didn't become a marine biologist?
Nope.
What'd you do instead?
Had kids.
You just swapped out one mammal for another for other mammals.
Yep.
Do you regret not doing that?
No.
No. Are there any dreams that you wish you had, that you still have, that you want to achieve, that you wanted before?
I want to be an Olympic show jumper.
Do you really want to be an Olympic show jumper? Is that something you want to do?
I used to.
You don't want to do it anymore?
No, there's no way.
Why not?
I don't have millions of dollars to put in to invest in horses.
Guys, we need millions of dollars.
I need millions of dollars to invest in my horses.
Right. It's never too late.
Yeah.
He says it's true. He's never too late.
I need that 17 two-hand high Hanoverian.
This is coming from a guy that, no, I can't talk about that because it hasn't aired yet.
I need a 17 two high Hanoverian.
Yeah.
And a nice farm in Wellington, Florida.
Well,
or even Tennessee.
Tennessee's fine. We can do it in Tennessee. Well, I mean, that dream could still happen. Yes, she's running water. That's the curse of this house. There's running water. When water runs in this house, the pipes go crazy. Yeah. So, no, I mean, dreams can happen. And I think that but I think what happens is when we get sucked into a corporate job and we live in that corporate job, and then all of a sudden that becomes like an extension of who we are in our life. And when that becomes part of our life, we kind of forget about things. And then what happens, I think, as the older you get, the more you start regretting certain things. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people should ever give up on some stuff. I think there's some things that you're having a good time with the messages from your children, aren't you? You're struggling over there with all these messages from our children.
Don't want to leave. Guys, hold on.
Shannon's.
My kid says to the water that you heard, I said, stop running water, Ethan. Sorry, I pooped and I didn't want to leave it in the toilet. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Oh, goodness.
Trying to have a serious moment here.
All right, sorry, guys. I'm back.
But yeah. Right. Anyway.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but when it comes to dreams, as you get older, they do change.
They do.
And, everything changes when you get older.
I have a new dream.
Oh, my gosh.
I have a new dream.
What's your new dream?
I want to farm, and I want to grow stuff and open up a little farmstead farming, like, what is that, farm store?
A little farm store.
In a little tiny barn with things. Sorry, guys. I'm not new to this.
Well, and that's still on our docket to do.
Oh yeah, but I want it like right now.
Well, I mean, so when it comes to that dream for us, I mean, we're living a total different world than what this guy's got going on. Yeah. Our world as we sit for us right now, it's simple, where we are we're literally living our life here in Utah now, mm-hmm. only for one thing.
For our son to graduate.
We're waiting till our son graduates.
Yep. He plays rugby. There's scholarship opportunities.
I mean,
there's college opportunities. And if we move him now,
all that goes out the window.
Goes all out the window.
So we essentially are doing this for him, which is fine. Yeah. But that's what you do as a parent. You put things off until then. and for your kids, because if you can help your kids to get to a better spot, then your kids can get better opportunities. Then
And you don't move somebody their senior year.
That's also true.
Yeah.
I mean, you can. I mean,
but
I know a lot of people that do.
How horrible would that be? That'd be completely horrible.
I mean, it's part of life.
Yeah, well.
But the thing. So our dreams and stuff are being shifted. They're still there, and we're still going to do them. We just have to postpone them by a year, essentially.
Right.
And so, but I mean, right. But I think in this guy's case, I mean, you got the good.
Follow your dream. Just do it.
Well, I mean, he's got a good relationship. Got a good place to live. I think my opinion is whatever your dream is, start going after it.
Seriously, don't wait.
If your dream of being independent, like having your own business, do it. Yeah.
Like, we don't even have our farm yet, and I'm starting things online that I know I can do here.
Yeah, we do have our online store, which is out there, and then we do. There's a lot of things people can do. Now, if his dream is to travel,
do it.
He's got weekends.
Yeah.
There's a formula that you can do. You can look at it online. And it pivots each year by a couple of days, but it's a way to get like 45 days, like almost way to get a month and a half off. Plus you get a week off for a vacation, but it's a way to get a month and a half off. I heard the hardest part for everyone is just doing that. Well, that's literally most people, they're always afraid to take that first step.
Don't procrastinate.
Simply going for it. I mean, that is literally the truth. I mean, when it comes down to it, most people they always dream and they always talk about doing the things. But they never really actually take the steps to actually make it happen.
Right.
I
have a friend at work who is like, I've always wanted to go to Dubai and see an F1 race. And she's like, I want to go. And she finally said, screw it. Last year, her and her fiance bought tickets to this year's Dubai F1 race, and they go in November.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Go to an F1 race.
Yeah, in Dubai.
that'd be cool. But the thing is, if people can just get out of there, what happens is I think they get so stuck in their comfort zone, and they still have these dreams, but then they end up having so much regret because they never fulfilled the dreams, but they never really took that step to get to it.
Right.
So growing up for me, and this is nothing that's against my parents, but growing up for me, I always said I wanted to be an actor. I did. I wanted to be on TV. I want to do that type of stuff.
No, you were a good actor.
We don't know about that yet.
I'm not saying where it was from.
We can't talk about that.
No, I didn't say where it was from.
I could say I've been on a TV show. Don't know how much FaceTime I got, but I got some.
But I would just leave it at that right there.
Life begins at the end of your comfort. So this man, I'll tell you about him later, just so you know. I'll tell you about him later. He is a man that is living a great dream, and it's working, and it's awesome. That's all I'm going to say. I met him during the TV show that I was filming, and it was awesome. That's all I'm going to say. But the thing is like for me to be an actor and be on TV and do things like that, that was always the dream. And it wasn't until this past summer that I actually was able to fulfill part of that dream, which is kind of cool. Now, not everybody, I can't say I could be a full-fledged actor. The type of TV show I was on didn't require acting. Well, some acting.
Yep, in your case.
In my case, some acting for one moment of the show. But other than that, it was good. I mean, it was amazing. But I mean, again, this guy, the email though, he just got to step out of his comfort zone and do it. I mean, that's the problem. I think that's where he's at right now. I mean, he's got the great family. He's got all this stuff going for him. He's just not doing it. So anyway. Next. Hey, Devin, I've had the same group of friends for years, but lately I've realized we're growing apart. We have different interests, different lifestyles, and I feel like the band we once had isn't just there anymore. The bond we once had isn't there anymore. I find myself feeling out of place when we're hanging out. Man, this is the hard part about having a slight stutter. Mm-hmm. It always trips me up, and the fact that my brain runs 100 miles an hour doesn't slow down, so that's hard. Okay, anyway, where was I? I find myself feeling out of place when we're hanging out, like I'm holding on to versions of the friendship friendships that doesn't exist anymore. Part of me wonders if it's time to move on, but the other part of me feels guilty for even thinking that. How do I know when it's time to let go of friendships, or is it wrong to do so after so many years? It's okay.
It's okay. Also, I mean, I have friends that I don't talk to every day. I talk to maybe once or twice a year on Facebook and Instagram. And those are the friends that I did gymnastics with growing up and went to school with literally from elementary school to high school. And I can pick up my phone and text any of them on Facebook at any given time and be like, oh, hey, I just thought about this thing that we did in middle school. Do you remember that? And some of them will go off and be like, oh my gosh, that was great. And then we won't talk for a year. And then we'll be like, oh, happy birthday. Oh, thanks, girl. It could be any of that. Or I have a friend who I went to school with from elementary school to high school. His name was Rashawn Chapman. And he was drafted in NFL. And I was like, hey, congratulations. He's like, hey, thanks. Every year around his birthday, happy birthday. That's it. But, I mean, it's not, I'm pretty sure if I went back to Florida and I was like, hey, I'm coming to Florida. Can we get together? I'm pretty sure all of us can get together and pick up where we left off.
But it'd be different, though.
But it would be really different, yeah.
Right.
It would be kind of awkward, but it would be really great to see them. But it's not like you're meeting up with old people because they're new and you haven't seen them in years. Like, I haven't seen these people in 20 years.
Well,
20 plus years, but,
One thing I've learned is friends are friends.
Yeah.
And true friends will actually stick around for a long time.
Yeah.
True friends you could not talk to, like you're talking about, for years.
Yeah.
And then when you message each other and all of a sudden it's like you pick up back where you left off.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay to outgrow your friends.
It really is.
It's okay to get past those that high school mentality.
Yeah.
And I think, especially if your friends have never moved on or never done anything past high school, you hate to say that people peak,
or they get jealous of you.
Well,
or you get jealous of them.
Right. I mean, some people peak in high school. Yeah. Some people just they look at you like, well, I should have done that instead of you. That you're living my life.
Yeah. You took that from me.
And so. The reality is, we need to. Yes, we do. we absolutely do need to do that. By the way, that's acronym, but you can't talk about it.
Oh, I know what that acronym is.
Okay, but I mean, it's okay to move past your friends. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and if I think smart people typically will move past their friends, especially if their friends don't have the same type of values or the same type of goals that you have.
Right.
No one wants to be stuck with the friend that's and I hate to say it, be stuck around with the guy that was, well, if coach just would have put me in during, nationals, we would have won.
Yeah.
High school, they literally peak in that high school, that Uncle Rico mentality. Mm-hmm. You got to do, everybody needs to live their life. And it's okay to drift apart from friends, but that doesn't mean you stop talking to them.
Right.
You just may not hang out as much.
Well, our oldest daughter, her middle name is after my childhood best friend. And she was constantly, posting about her business. She owns an equestrian center in Orlando, Florida. And she was constantly posting. All of a sudden, she just dropped off the face of earth. And I messaged her mom, who growing up was like a mom for me. I was like, hey, is Nicole okay? Haven't heard from her. Haven't seen any posts from her. Well, she's like, oh, yeah, she's so outspoken because us Florida people are. She was banned for 6 months on all social media platforms. So I'm pretty sure when she comes back on, she'll have a lot to say. But, we can pick up and be like nothing ever happened. But, yeah, she dropped those friends who...
If they're holding you back,
feel horrible and are holding you back from something and degrade you and belittle you, you don't need them because it just makes you feel worse. Yeah. They're just doing that for a reason. Maybe there's something in their life that they feel not accomplished with, and they see you succeeding and they're not succeeding.
A lot of people are very small-minded, and like I've got friends from where I grew up that they are. I have one friend that's never left our hometown.
Yeah.
And he's happy with that, but he's never left my hometown.
But it's like you though. You can go back to Rome, and everybody, we can be like, "Hey, want to get together and go to Applebee's?"
And we'd all hang out.
And we'd all go and hang out.
Well, and I think that's what this guy needs to do. I mean, it's okay to move apart.
And just keep in contact once a year and be like, "Oh, happy birthday."
Unless they're like major drug dealers and things like that. I mean, the thing is, you become what you hang out with is typically what happens. So, I mean, if you hang out with 5 drug dealers, you're going to be the 6th. I mean, that's the reality.
True.
If you were now hanging around a bunch of millionaires, you will probably become a millionaire.
What is that we tell our kids?
Death by association.
Death by association.
It's a legitimate thing. I mean, you need to move. People need to learn to move ahead of life, and not looking back and say, "Well, am I leaving someone behind?" Especially if that person doesn't want to go forward, it's okay to just move forward without them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's life. So
don't let them drag you down.
Right. Right.
They're just jealous of your success.
That's it. Hey, Devin, I've been in a relationship for over a year, and while we love each other, I'm starting to see that our values don't really align. We have different views on important issues like politics, religion, or even how we want to live our lives in the future. I'm worried that these differences will eventually tear us apart, but I don't want to give up on someone I love just because we don't see eye to eye on everything. Can love survive when can love survive when your core values don't match? Or am I fooling myself by thinking we can make it work?
Well, that's something you figure out now and not later. Because if you don't figure that out now, then you're wasting time and the other person's time.
Well, so the thing is, if
politics are getting in the way, like I
think you can get past politics.
Yeah, I work with a friend who sides on one side of the politician, and her husband sides on the other politician side. She goes to church. Her husband no longer goes to church. She isn't sure that she wants kids right now, but he wants kids right now. And they're making it work. It's something that you shouldn't keep in, and you should seriously discuss daily.
Well, that's something that they talk about, though.
You got to talk about it, because if you don't, and later on you're like, I just wasted another year, and this is how it is. I could have been out doing something else.
Well, the thing is, typically, if you're going to raise a family, you need to be on the same page. Mm-hmm. You got to be on the same page when it comes to discipline. You got to be on the same page when it comes to church. You need to be on the same page across the board. Because if you're not, I mean, the reality is when it comes to it, raising a family, you need to have the same core values when it comes to that. If you don't have the same core values, honestly, your relationship's going to be really hard. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say that these people should break up, but honestly, if they're into a year and their core values, you don't lower your values just to cover stuff for somebody else.
You're not going to be happy.
Right. That's my point.
Or the other person's not going to be happy.
That's correct.
You need to balance each other out and find a happy medium and work it out.
I think,
and if you can't,
you and I are different on a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things we have come to a consensus of in the middle, but I think our core values are still the same. We want our kids to be successful. We do have a good faith we do have a good faith. But I think so we have the core values that we have, and I don't think I married up. I know that. I don't think I lowered my standards for anything. But I think you, again, I don't think just by saying love is enough. I don't think love's enough on some things.
It's not, because mainly.
I mean, you can work it out.
Maybe it's like,
but it's going to be hard.
Is enough. Maybe maybe that's the issue.
The attraction was basically what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, and I mean, from what you said earlier, they can work it out. Like the friend of yours that does that.
Yeah.
They talk a lot
every day.
But if one of them, he wants kids, but she doesn't.
Not yet.
Okay, but even then, that's kind of a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted kids, but you didn't, well, the reality is you're in charge of
but they're still
99% of that.
Still really young.
No, I understand that, but
she's like she wants kids, but she's definitely like not this second.
Well, kids come in timing. I understand that's all about timing, But I know people that don't want kids at all, and then if they have a spouse that really does want kids, that's sad.
Yeah.
Because you can't recover from that.
Because now you're like, oh, I'm married.
Right.
And, I love you, but I want kids and you don't, bye.
Well, those are the things that need to be discussed before people get married.
And then they'd be like, oh, but we can have a dog or a cat.
Yeah, a dog's not the same as a kid.
No.
Cat's not the same as a kid.
No.
I mean, I'm not telling them to break up, but I'm going to say, whatever you guys decide to do,
talk about it.
You got to talk. You got to discuss everything, and you need to find out what you do have in common, and maybe build on from there. Mm-hmm. And then, honestly, if they don't want kids but you do, then probably what you should do is discuss the reasons why they don't want kids, because usually there's some underlining, reasoning, right?
Right.
No one just says I don't want kids. And they're like, well, I just don't want it. They have a reason why they don't want it. It's like why don't want, if you put cake in front of me, I'm like, and I say I don't want cake, there's probably a reason I don't want the cake.
It's going straight to my hips.
Cake is good,
especially Costco cake.
You guys love that Costco cake.
I don't love it. It's just good. I love tiramisu.
Well, our kids, tiramisu is a different beast, though.
Yes.
But our kids, they don't want us to make them a cake, which we can make good cakes.
They want the chocolate Costco cake.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Really?
They want that Costco cake.
Well, Ethan wanted an apple pie, and he's like, I don't think people are going to eat apple pie, so he opted for the Costco chocolate cake.
Well, you should buy an apple pie so we can have that now.
I agree.
But yeah, I just don't like it's just too much chocolate. I know everybody loves the Costco cake, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too much. AI is going to go in and pull out that whole Costco thing.
What?
Which one's the power thing for upstairs?
Did you blow a power?
No, Elizabeth was using a hairdryer and the whole power's out.
Okay, you got to go find the breaker. It's in the garage. You'll see it slightly snapped.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway.
Kids are fun.
Yeah. Hey, Devin, I've always prided myself on being independent, even in relationships. Okay. I like doing things.
Wait, he's in a relationship and independent?
He or she, I don't know. All right, pause there. Hold that thought.
Mm-hmm.
I like doing things on my own, making my own decisions, and keeping my sense of self. But my partner has started saying that they feel like I don't need them, like I'm too independent for a relationship. I never thought of it that way before, but now I'm wondering if I've built up too many walls, and if I'm keeping them at a distance without realizing it. Is it possible to be too independent in a relationship? How do I let them in without losing myself?
Okay, here's where I am independent. If I am in that cleaning mode, leave me alone, because I want to get it done myself and I don't want help. Saturdays, I get up in the morning and I just clean because everybody else is sleeping, and I want to do it on my own because it's me, mom clean, and everybody else.
It's done.
I know it's done, and it's done how I want it.
Right.
So once everybody gets up and they're like, oh, you already did this? I'm like, yes, because that's the way I want it done. You guys can do it Monday through Friday how you want, but Saturdays and Sundays are me. Just let me do it. And when you wake up, you're like, what can I do? Take the trash out, because it's just easy. Like today, I was loading in some dishes and I noticed that there could be more dishes. So I rearranged the dishwasher and I was able to get more dishes in. But because other people loaded it, it looked like there was no room. And I'm like,
when it comes to the dishwasher, there's always the right way, and then there's everybody else's way.
Right. And I'm the right way. I'm the right way. On Saturdays, just cleaning. So let me have my independent time.
Well, okay,
cleaning.
but that's a different thing.
Right.
That's OCD, Shannon.
But what they're saying.
So I think, honestly,
you can't be independent and married. I'm sorry. It just doesn't
no.
happen.
I do believe you can be independent and married. But the thing is, you have to understand that you're letting someone into your life. And when you let someone into your life, they are part of your life.
Yeah.
Now, because you let them, they're part of your life, you have to give up something.
Yeah.
It can't be all your way.
Yeah.
You can't say, this is the way this is always done, because you're going to lose that.
Yeah.
You got to give up some stuff.
Yep,
You need
sorry.
you're in a relationship. You need to allow them in.
Yeah.
Don't stop being Sheldon Cooper and open up your brain a little bit and allow that person to be in there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Big Bang Theory. If that's if that's literally how you are, where that's my spot, stop it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being independent.
Spot on the couch.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being independent. You're a very independent person, Shannon.
Yes.
You are. When it comes to some things, I know just to leave you alone.
Yes.
You also know I'm an independent person, but then you also know that I like being around you because you're my best friend, and you know. But you have to, if you're in a real relationship, you allow that person in. That's plain and simple. There's no other way around it. You let the person in. You talk to that person. You do things together. I don't know any other way to say it.
You're not independent person.
Who, me?
No, like this whoever wrote this.
Well, they're probably being too independent.
Yeah.
And you're going to lose your
Spouse.
your girlfriend or spouse or whatever, because honestly, you if they're telling you, I mean, the fact that they're telling you is good. The fact that they're saying, hey, you're not letting me in, you need to let them in. Now, I understand some guys get very jaded, especially when dating and things like that, because women, they'll use men's emotions and weaponize them against a guy. Mm-hmm. Typically happens in a lot of marriages, happens in a lot of just relationships in general, because it's just bad. Now, he sounds like a guy that's been hurt before. Mm-hmm. And if he's been hurt, he needs to just open up a little bit. I mean, because you're really not going to find...
open up with that when you've been hurt.
No, true. It's hard to open up but if you find the right person, you can, but you just have to be able to do it. You have to be able to, open up to whoever's there, so then your life can be better. I mean, it's that simple. So, what are you reading?
What did that say?
Oh, there's new people popping in.
Oh, you waved.
Yes.
Okay.
So, no, I mean, yeah, you're going to lose your relationship if you don't open up. You need to involve your significant other in some way, in some things, more so. I mean, and you need to probably be cooking together, maybe doing more things together. I mean, you can't be an island and of one when you're in a couple of two. Mm-hmm. It'd be like us going out to eat and I only order for myself. I mean, you can order for yourself, but if I only order and I don't allow you to eat, that's just wrong.
Oh, you'll be finding your own way home.
You're like, I got the car keys. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, Devin, I've been in a relationship for 3 years, and while things aren't terrible, I know deep down I'm not happy, and we've grown apart. And it feels more like we're. Is this the other side of the previous email?
I don't know. Finish reading it.
We've grown apart, and I feel more like we're coasting than truly being in love. The problem is, the thought of being alone terrifies me. I've never really been on my own, and part of my wonders. What? Oh, part of me wonders. Oh my gosh! So I'm usually sitting closer to the and part of me wonders if I'm.
It's really small text.
Yeah. Part of me wonders if I'm staying in the relationship just because it's familiar and safe. Is it better to stay comfortable in a relationship or take a risk in being alone, or am I finding? Take a risk of being alone in the hope of finding something better. First of all, your problem is you're not happy alone. Mm-mm. And I'll say it, and I've said it many, many times. If people aren't happy by themselves, they're never going to be happy with somebody. You can't be. It's impossible. You have to be happy when you're with somebody. You have to be happy by yourself and being alone before you can be happy with anybody else. I mean, being alone sucks, right? But you have to be able to be happy while you're being alone. Mm-hmm. You can be in a but if you're in a relationship and you're not happy in the relationship, get out of the relationship.
True.
I mean, especially if you're not married, just because you've been dating somebody for a long time and it feels familiar all the time, you don't have to stay in that.
Nope.
I mean, that's horrible. Now, if you are married and you're feeling alone, you could need to talk to your spouse. It's a communication thing. Everything's communication. And honestly, your relationship could be saved. It's like, over time, things tend to get a little slow, and you get that 7-year itch or whatever you want to call it. But the reality is, you just gotta figure out how to make it better, spice it up in some ways, talk to each other.
This person needs to get with the people who I was on the first podcast with you with.
Which person?
Those people who just have weird fetishes.
No. By the way, talking about that has got me banned a lot or blocked a lot on Instagram. So, people.
But yet, people can talk about really horrible stuff on Instagram and not get banned.
You're correct. It's a double standard.
So horrible.
It's the Facebook curse.
Yeah.
Facebook is like, hey, you can talk about this, where you say this, but we don't want you to talk about that. So,
but other people can.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing is, though, to be happy, I mean, you first of all, you need to find out who you are. When it comes to your happiness, you have to find out who you are, what you like doing. And if that doesn't mix with your current relationship, you got to get out, because it's not fair to you. It's not fair to them.
Right.
I mean, if you weren't happy when we were dating, I didn't kidnap you. You're not stuck with me. What are you looking at?
Oh, over there. I was just reading it.
Oh. I mean, it's the simple things. You have to do what's right for you. And then if you're in a relationship and you're committed, you've made a commitment to that person, then you need to do what's right for you and for that person. And then, but on the other side, if you're in a relationship and you're not happy, and you don't want to be with that person, it's okay to get out. And then to be happy, because they deserve better, just like you deserve better. Plain and simple. So, anyway. You're almost done.
It's really hitting me.
I know.
Sorry, guys.
So, hey,
The
Devin.
medication I'm on is horrible.
Makes you feel bad.
Yeah.
So, hey, Devin. For as long as I can remember, I've been living up to other people's expectations. My parents, my friends, even society. I went to school. I went to the school they wanted. I got the job that made sense. And now I'm living life that doesn't feel like it's truly mine. I don't hate it, but I also don't feel fulfilled. It's like I'm on autopilot, following a script someone else wrote for me. How do I start figuring out what I want in life and make choices that make choices that are truly my own without disappointing the people around me? Forget about other people.
Well, from the beginning it's already messed up because
She's worried about someone else.
Right, but too worried about pleasing other people. You went to the school that your parents wanted. Is that what it says?
Yeah, went to school, went to college, got the degree, got the job.
But you sound like, and I'm not trying to like call out any people, but you sound like the people who are like, you're going to go to school, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to go here, and if you don't, I'm going to disown you.
Well,
that's completely what it sounds like. Go off, do whatever the heck you want, get the job you want. If you want to be a plumber, go to trade school. Who cares? I don't know who you are, if you're a boy or girl. But listen.
It's okay to disappoint other people.
Yeah, you need to make yourself happy. And if you don't want to be in the job that you're in and you want to be a nail tech or put hair extensions in, so be it. Go to school. Go do that. If you want to be, I don't know, a dog groomer, go do that.
Well, the thing is, you're
trying to please too many people.
Yeah, their fear is that they're disappointing other people around them, and so my question is, who's paying for you to live? Okay, that's the first step.
Yeah, are you still underneath mom and dad's roof, and they're like,
that's
as
correct.
long as you're with me, you're gonna do what I say, or you're gonna have to move out.
If that's the case, then yeah, they kind of got some say so. But unless you're independent, if you're independent of everybody, you can do what you want. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. So I think that's the biggest problem with a lot of society. We go through. That's why a lot of people will fall down the. Okay, well that's like this video I saw. These people were protesting for They were okay. They were protesting the whole Palestine deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they got when they got to the news camera, and the camera put the camera on them, and they said, "Why are they doing that?" And their exact words were, we're gay, and no one's listening to us."
Palestine would kill you in a minute.
Well, that's irrelevant to the point. That they're like, we're gay, and no one's listening to us. No one's paying attention to us. We don't have any friends because people think we're weird and all this other stuff. So we just decided to jump over here. So they're doing this whole protest for something that honestly I don't understand why they're doing that anyway. But they
Palestine would never protest for you. Trust me.
Well, they went to this protest, and they're protesting for that because no one will give them the time of the day. Quit being an idiot.
It's like trying to get attention. You're
that's
seeking attention.
That's what they were doing. They went out. They did that because they gave them the attention that they wanted.
Yeah.
Even though what they're doing was not the right thing. Now people know where I stand. But the reality, you can't live your life worrying about disappointing other people. Honestly, even if it comes to the point when if you're living underneath your parents' roof, you do have to eventually do what you want. So sure, you got the job they wanted you to have. You're doing everything else. Find something that you want to do and just start doing it. You don't have to ask for permission to do that. You're an adult. Do what you want. Now, as long as it's legal and ethical, do what you want. Seriously. If you want to travel, go travel. If you want to go someplace, go it. Do there. Don't settle because everyone expects you to do one thing. My parents expected me to marry somebody totally different. I shattered that dream for them. You're welcome.
But I'm the favorite.
You are the favorite. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that you're living in society in a world with you've a self-enclosed box.
Stop making other people happy. Make yourself happy.
Right. I mean, and
stop being the trophy child.
You're never going to be able to make everybody completely happy with you. I'm just going to say it. But the thing is, your happiness is more important than you making them happy. Because, their happiness, if it's contingent upon you making them happy, they're going to be miserable no matter what.
Yep.
You got to do what's right for you. And that's it. Only what's right for you. So, anyway. What do I know? Hey, Devin, I've been doing well in my career, getting promotions, recognition, and even some big projects. What? It looks like I'm thriving, but on the inside, I feel like a complete fraud. I constantly am afraid that one day people are going to realize I am not as smart as or as capable as they think I am. I know that it's called imposter syndrome, but knowing that knowing what it is doesn't make it any easier to shake the feeling. How do I stop feeling like I'm pretending to be successful and start owning my own accomplishments? Well, I mean,
what is that movie? Leonardo DiCaprio pretends.
Oh, you're talking about Catch Me If You Can?
Catch Me If You Can.
That's a different story, though.
Yeah, but still.
I mean, so if this person's got imposter syndrome, and they're trying to figure out how do they shake imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. There's they're saying that they don't believe that they're as good as other people think they are. Here's the thing: you don't know what other people how they think about you, and the reality is when it comes to everybody that you ever met, people that you will meet, and people that you currently know that are associate with you, every one of them have a different view of who you are inside their brain. Yeah. There's a different version of you. And then except you know who you are. Now that's not going to help the situation, but knowing that it means that they know that you're getting things done. Mm-hmm. You're fulfilling all the projects, but their problem is they feel stuck. Like, okay, I'm a continuous fraud. Well, I mean, unless you really are a fraud, like unless you're practicing law and you're not, and although you may have passed the bar. What's that TV show? Suits. And you may have passed the bar, but you're not a licensed lawyer. I mean, unless you're doing something like that, who cares? Seriously, if he
didn't even pass the bar. He just read.
No, he did pass the bar.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did pass the bar. The thing is, you just got to do it right. And unless you're a real fraud, then just own up to it. Seriously, but the thing is, you're doing the job right. Even if you faked it till you made it right now and you have the job and you're doing well at the job, stick to it because you already obviously know something about it, so you can keep going. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Who cares? I mean, the only way you'd be a true fraud is if you knew what you're doing and you just gave up and moved on because you actually knew what you were talking about.
It's funny where I work. I know what I'm talking about, but I can't tell the patients because I'm not a licensed caregiver. That's because you run office versus you do the administrative stuff. Yeah.
Where what they do is the medical stuff, and
right.
You know how to fix the medical things, but that doesn't mean you know how to do those things.
Right.
I mean, it's like my mom was practically a doctor with having raised 7 kids and dealt with everything that goes through there. She was pretty much knew everything a pediatrician knew. So, yeah. Let's get past some. I want to get past some career stuff. Everybody keeps talking about their jobs. Hey, Devin, I've been feeling burnt out lately between work, family, and everything else in life. Whenever I try to take time for myself, whether it's to relax or do something I enjoy, or just to have a break, I feel this overwhelming guilt, like I should be doing something at that time, and to be productive or helping someone else. I know I need to recharge, but it feels selfish to put myself first, even for just a little while. How do I stop feeling guilty for needing a break and start prioritizing myself and my well-being without feeling like I'm letting people down?
I made my son go with Devin the other day to the store because I wanted me time. He's like, I don't want to go. I was like, I don't care that you don't want to go. You're going to go. Why? Because I want to be at home by myself without anybody in this house. I don't want to hear breathing.
He's like, I can play the game upstairs. I can do it quietly.
I don't even want to know that you're upstairs is what I told him. I said, I want you to go get your shoes on and go get in the car with your dad and go be gone.
You didn't feel guilty?
I did not feel guilty at all. Nope. I did what I wanted to do just for a little short time.
It was about an hour.
And when you guys got back, I was like, oh, it wasn't even long enough. I seriously wanted to send them back out again. And I was like, they got home, and I said, Ethan, go upstairs, go play on your video game.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
I didn't even go near you. I left you alone.
If there are times where you just want to be left alone, don't feel guilty.
Well, everybody needs a break. If you're working all the time.
You want to go get a shower and lock that bathroom door and pull the drawer out so nobody can open that door? So be it. Go do it. If you want to go on a car ride and your spouse goes, want me to go with you, and you say no, don't feel bad.
Are you saying something that I should be hearing?
No, I'm just saying if I say no, I don't need you to go to the store with me. It's because I want to go by myself because
but most of the time it's like, okay,
just want to be left alone.
Well, it's like when I like doing things with you, and I think you like doing things with me, but on the other side, it's like the other day I was like, I just want to go home, and you knew where I was,
yeah,
and you took the time and you went to the store by yourself,
yeah,
and you were okay with that.
Yep.
Was it okay to do it by the store?
Yeah.
No one tried to kidnap you?
No.
Shannon's worried that she tried to get kidnapped sometimes.
There was seriously, I'm not even kidding you. There was a van outside of our place one day, and I was walking our dog, and I came back in. I was like, I need you to go outside with me. He's like, why?
No, you didn't come outside. You called me.
Oh, yeah, I called. I was like, you need to come outside. He's like, oh, is somebody trying to kidnap you? Kid you not, the next day, there was a posting that says, hey, everyone, just a heads up, in our area, there was this van. They followed me. They stopped in front of my house when I went in. I had to get my husband. When my husband came out, the van left. It was the same van. So, yes, you never know. I could have been kidnapped.
I said to her while she called me on the phone, I said, Shannon, you're 40-something years old. Do you really think they're going to try to kidnap you?
Sure the heck do. Yep. Because people are sick. Go take time for yourself and don't feel guilty. Go do it. You kick your kids out of the house, kick your husband or spouse out of the house. Just be left alone. Seriously, because there are times lately, a lot that I just want to be left alone. Leave me alone. Not even kidding.
Typically, you go to bed alone without me because I'm working on all this at night. So I don't know if you like that or if you prefer it to be different, but
I like it because the TV's not on.
I don't the only time I turn the TV on is when you have it on.
Oh, I know.
So don't even go there.
I said I know.
So
Don't tell me not to go there. I'll go there.
You could go there, but I didn't do it. That has nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with you. If you leave the TV on, I may watch a show or two.
Yeah. Anyway, don't feel guilty about it. Do your own thing. Seriously.
I mean, everybody's got to be happy. I mean, you can't. If you don't take time for yourself, you're never going to take time for yourself. I can tell you one person that I don't know if my mom ever took time for herself. She was always working like crazy. She did have her. Okay, I take that back. She had her sewing room, but when family's over, when all the families would be over, my mom was always working. She was always doing something for the family. I think that's just the way my mom was wired, though.
Unless she got irritated and wanted to be left alone.
And that's when she'd go to her sewing room.
That's when she'd go to her sewing room.
Yeah, but I mean, people have to take a break. Do what my wife says. Forget about everybody else.
Seriously.
Don't focus on everybody's feelings. It's okay to be empathetic towards people, but you just got to do what's right for you.
Even if you don't want to go anywhere, go sit in your car, lock the doors, turn the music on, and just sit in there. My daughter does that.
Yeah. All right, one more, my dear, and then you can be done. Let's see. Hey, Devin, I've been in a few relationships over the years, and every time it seems to end the same way. With me pushing the other person away. I don't know why, but as soon as things start getting serious, I find myself nitpicking, creating problems, and finding reasons to distance myself. I don't want to keep repeating the same pattern, but I'm scared that I'm sabotaging my relationships without even realizing it.
Well,
How do I break this cycle and figure out how to keep doing why I keep doing the same thing?
You actually
You are sabotaging.
You answered your own question. Like in the beginning, it is literally answered.
You are
You're nitpicking.
You're self-sabotaging your relationship. Here's the thing. Anyone you marry or date is not going to be perfect. Unless you married Shannon.
That right there. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. No, you just said what you're doing
Well,
wrong.
how does he get past that? That's really what it comes down to. Or she. Doesn't actually, this one doesn't say who, boy or
Seriously,
girl.
just need to chill. Like if you realize that you're doing it, be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the same thing that I've done with my past.
Well, are there things about me that irritate you?
Yes.
you didn't have to say that quick.
Well, I already knew the answer.
Yes.
Well, same goes. I irritate
There's
you.
nothing about you that irritates me.
You're such a
You're
liar.
literally perfect.
Whatever.
And I'm not a liar.
Yeah.
No.
I'm out because lightning's going to strike. It's not even stormy here.
No, I mean, and so, but even though with those things, those qualities that we both have about the what?
I'm just reading.
Oh, even though we have those qualities, right? And those qualities that are irritating. Is that a game changer? Is that a thing that you would be like, well, screw it, I'm done, I'm out?
No.
Because you learn to live with that, and it's okay.
For 23 years.
For 23, you say it like it's really bad. Well, now I want to know. What do I do that I really need to know? What do I do that irritates you that much?
You know, like when you were like, I just want to give you a hug. I'm like, just leave me alone for a minute.
Here's the thing.
Just leave me alone.
Here's the thing. My love language is totally different than yours.
Touch.
And
when I'm irritated, I'm like, just don't
you're
touch me.
irritated 99% of the time.
I know.
So I have to sneak in. You just got to be irritated, get it over with. You're the one that has told your
It's
kids.
like Colin Karchner, rest in peace, guy.
He's 8 seconds.
8-second hug. It makes you feel better. And honestly, it does.
But yet you fight it.
Kudos to Colin for saying that.
But yet you still fight it.
But I fight it. And afterwards, I was like, oh, that wasn't so bad. But I hate it to begin with. I'm like, oh, fine. And then I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad.
Well, you got to stop self-sabotaging. You got to realize that, you know what, no matter what the little thing that may irritate you. Now, there could be some big things. There's okay to see some red flags, if you will. But you got to be able to just go in and say, okay, what do I need to do? Is this really a red flag or is this me? That's really the question. And what?
Is it a red flag? Do you have shortness of breath? Are you having a hard time breathing?
This is not a pharmaceutical commercial. May cause diarrhea.
No, our work. It's if it's a red flag.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
sorry.
And you know, again, you're self-sabotaging yourself, and you need to stop it. The things that you say are bad are not as bad as you say they are. You'll be fine. You just need to get into a relationship, be happy, move forward, and go on from there. It's that simple. I mean, we tend to overthink things, and that's what you're doing. You're overthinking.
Yeah.
And you got to stop overthinking.
Yeah.
Because your life should be happier than it is. And if you're overthinking, you're killing yourself.
True.
So Pammy just said, yeah. Anyway.
You said what?
Pammy jumped on the Facebook. I always forget to look at that one. I have three live streams going at one time. I always forget to look at one of them. So
You tell her to get on Instagram.
yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. And, we appreciate all the comments, everything, the likes and all the, even the little stars and gifts that you guys give. It's awesome. Keep sending the emails. We appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you from, the bottom of my heart, because it keeps me going, keeps me, I say, moving along when it comes to stuff. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to talk to you guys later.